Hi, I'm Sean Keefe. I run sales enablement for Skybox Security. Here's a demonstration video covering network assurance. Network assurance is an interesting module as it has 4 features, and all of those features are duplicated in part in other modules. These features are access compliance, configuration compliance, the network map, and path analysis. The access and configuration compliance policy engines also exist in firewall assurance, and the network map with path analysis also exists in vulnerability control. So when would we need network assurance? We'll take each feature one by one and see how the feature differs between the modules. As we find in the access policy video, the abstract access policy is identical between firewall assurance and network assurance. What makes them different is how the zones are defined. In firewall assurance, they are defined using network interfaces on firewalls, which usually only works for a small percentage of organizations. In network assurance, zones are defined by the networks themselves, and the policy is evaluated against the true aggregate access from all the network devices. This is typically what organizations are looking for. So in most cases, if a customer needs zone-to-zone access policy, they need network assurance. Also, the network assurance version of access policy contains a different kind of check that doesn't exist in the firewall assurance version. This check is called a full access check and allows you to define paths that should always exist. It protects against mistakes during deprovisioning by allowing you to see if a necessary path will be disrupted by deprovisioning a rule. Here we're in the live workspace. I've removed a rule from the main firewall in our what if workspace. Removing that rule caused one of my critical service paths to break. Here's the what if workspace and a view of my critical service paths with one of them not working. Our second feature is configuration compliance. Again, this is a feature that is included in firewall assurance, and again, the difference concerns the data that each module has access to. In firewall assurance, configuration compliance is only applied to firewalls, where in network assurance, configuration compliance is applied to any Layer 3 device. So if an organization needs to make sure their routers or switches are configured correctly, network assurance would be the module for them as well. Lastly, the network map with Access Analyzer. There is a video dedicated to each of these, so I won't go into much detail here. Network assurance and vulnerability control both contain network maps that do path analysis. There are 2 features that are contained in the map for network assurance that don't exist in vulnerability control. The ability to save a search and the ability to compare a path between 2 workspaces are unique features of mapping and analysis in network assurance. If someone wants to be able to repetitively query the access for a specific path, network assurance provides the ability to save a query path. This can sometimes be useful, but really the use case should be handled with an access compliance policy instead. Lastly, path analysis in network assurance allows a path to be compared between 2 workspaces. Earlier, I mentioned that I've deleted a rule from the main firewall in the What If workspace. Here we can see the resulting access change between the live and What If model. Instead of choosing the Analyze button down below, I'm going to choose the Compare to What If button up here. I can see that in the live model, any protocol is still allowed. However, in the What If model, only 6 ports are allowed between the source and destination. We move the screen around, we can see the details of each of these searches. So in summary, at first blush, network assurance can appear to simply have duplicate features of other modules. We've seen, however, that its unique take on those features make it a valuable module in the Skybox Security Suite. Thank you for watching this video on network assurance. Please visit our website for additional videos and resources.